What's happening, party people? Got a little bit of tinkering done today's video, but I'm still in Cincinnati. Haven't gotten enough done yet to hit the road. I ordered something online through eBay that I really need, and people hold me hostage. I purchased the item a week ago Friday, and a week's gone by and it wasn't shipped. So yesterday I sent them somewhat of a message, kind of pleading for some sympathy here so they could get this item shipped. Put a little bit of urgency in the end of that, because I need to get this item in so I can move on with my life. It has something to do with my move. Anyway, I'm going to be organizing some things in the apartment today. Hopefully I'll get that item by Monday or Tuesday. It's really messing up my schedule. And then once I get that in, I can plan all of my travel. So within the next day or two, I'm going to go ahead and post my travel plans, probably for the next month or two. The people that are in the queue to get some things taken care of and get on with having some fun, tinkering on some Volvos. Most of you seen that I picked up a T5R wagon. Really to save it. People were trying to pick it apart. The guy that sold it to me was kind enough to sell it to me and not part it out. I really don't like seeing 850Rs or T5Rs getting sent to the boneyard. They're not mine. People can do what they want with them, but I just think it'd be better to get these things saved. I don't know what happened there. It looked like I got blessed by some bird. Anyway, I'm going to put that car as in decent shape as I can. Hopefully 80-90% of the condition that Panther's in, and then sell it to somebody that will probably take care of it. So I bought it mainly for a flip. It's supposed to have a pretty new engine in it. Engine's not supposed to have 15,000 miles on it. Some guy that was testing and driving for Volvo used to own it, I heard, rumor. He blew the engine and put a new Volvo engine in it, and it's only got about 14.5 on the new engine. Not that that matters. The engines are made to last 500,000 miles. Anyway, it's got a lot that needs to be done, suspension stuff, different things like that. I'm going to try to put it together, probably manual swap it, and if somebody wants a nice car, sell it to somebody. It ain't going to be cheap, right now, heck, I'm $2,500 into it already, and I hadn't messed with it 2-3 days. So I'll probably be $7,000 into it by the time I'm ready to turn it over to somebody. Somebody wants it before I do all that, contact me. I'm going to be posting those videos on the Patreon site. So if you want to see what's going on with that, you got to go there. And today I'm going to evaluate it, probably post that video there tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. There is some tinkering on it. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Finally hit me today. I didn't do much, man. I've been recuperating. It is 7:44. Just getting out here. I did a bunch of YouTube stuff, but not much physical stuff. I'm in there doing laundry now. So I got the cars parked on the street. I got Panther over here. I'm ready to put this tire on here that I got repaired. I need to air up or get rid of that tire. And I want to wash it. And then little red needs a wire harness in the headlight. It also needs a door latch fixed. The driver's side rear door, you can't open it from the inside, so I need to check that out. But I need to have my contact glue in hand. If I tear that apart, I might have to glue that back together. So let me go ahead and get everything I need, gloves and everything, to jack Panther up and get this tire on here and see if maybe won't take time to clean it today, because I want to detail it as well, and it's getting late. So I'll just mess with the headlight on Little Red. Boy, that spare is low. But I had to shuffle the tires around again because I got 302 brake system up here. But I'm going to go ahead and put the new tire back here where it was. Let me go find my impact wrench, Henrietta, and get this stuff cracking. I'm going to try to put a jack stand under here as well. I got the handbrake pulled up, and I can turn that with no problem. So I'm going to let the handbrake down, see if I can adjust it. I have wheel stops on both wheels on the other side. On the driver's side, I adjusted it up 11 times and it stopped. And then it stopped the wheel, so I pulled it off one time. So that's where I'm at. Maybe that'll help me out. Now on the passenger side, I'm going to adjust it down till it stops and then come off one turn. And it looks like it's time for me to do these freaking links back here. Starting to tear out pretty good. It's always good to look around because now I got that little hose there that's torn up. I need to fix that vacuum line. Because of the way this pin was installed off to the back, it adjusted up as well. And I got it tight, so I might be okay. I'm not sure if I replaced that before, but it's starting to rust out. I gotta get that replaced. And my little guard for my fuel tank back here is rusting away. So I need to get another one of those and replace that as well. I gotta find Queen Bee's box so I could toss those mirrors in there. I have a tan 850 dash pad here that I have for sale. I don't see any curling on it at all. These are, man, really hard to find. The price of it is $150 delivered if I come close to you, or $150 and we split the shipping. Either or. So if you're interested, give me a text or call me. Send me the payment on PayPal with your address and I'll get it shipped out to you. Looks like this grill is got a little dent in it, but that's not part of the dash pad. You could use yours off of your dash pad. There it is, let me know. Got my tires back on. Got my parking brakes readjusted. Always check the tire pressure after you get a tire installed. The tire pressure on this new tire was 40 psi. Overinflated tires destroys your suspension, so don't do that. I got it back down. These are actually supposed to be like 29 and the front's 32, but I run 32 all the way around because I rotate them so much. Don't want to forget which is which and adding and removing air all the time. And I put a lot of weight in the back, so I run mine at 32 all the way around. Back in the old days, tires that were underinflated did not wear evenly. The outside would wear out and the middle would be like new. But the way they build these new tires, inflating them more does not pooch out the middle like they used to the old bias ply tires. So if you think that you can put more air in them, I've tried that, been there, done that. It did not wear any more on the inside than it did the out. Man, one time I had pumped these things up to like 42, 45 psi. Destroyed my suspension in 10,000 miles. So I've run my stuff back at what it's supposed to be or close to it, and didn't really help me on gas mileage running them overinflated as well. The way they build them, they don't pooch in and out unless you got them severely underinflated. So remember that and check your pressure every once in a while, especially when seasons change. Now to deal a little bit with Little Red. Driver's side headlight not working. It's a jewel, but we think the wire harness messed up. That's what they told me. They went in here to replace the bulb, and when they replaced the bulb, it blew out again. And when they go in here, the wire harness is all chewed up. So I'm gonna see if I can reach in there and replace the wire harness. If not, I'll take the light out, replace the wire harness. I got another one, and replace the bulb so it works. Can't really replace that harness with the light in, so I'm gonna carefully take this out. Hope I won't break it. Remove the light assembly and replace the bulb, put that back together, but that harness doesn't look that bad from here, so let me get it out and look at it closer. Yeah, this whole light bulb connection's bad. It's like loose coming out. Not so much that the wires is touching as the deal had a bad connection, and it's all loose in there. So let me go ahead and grab another one. But yeah, look, see how that goes in and out? That's not even connecting the light bulb. So let me take this apart. It's easier to pop the whole light assembly apart to get it out, but I may be able to get it out just by prying on these tabs and taking it loose from this side too. Let me see. See how good that connection is? And this one's just destroyed. This just came apart in my hand. If you're plugging a light bulb in and this thing is brittle and don't seem like it's making a good connection, just stop there, because that's not going to work. Get you another harness so that you can get this together the right way. So that's an H11C harness. The bulb actually still looks good, so maybe good to go. See a little burn spot there, but that may not have taken it out. We'll see. We'll test it when we plug it back in. Take the lens off. Take the outer bezel off. Pry that stuff real slow. You got a tab here, a tab here, and a tab over here. I don't know if you can release those tabs or not, but pry it off real slow. Then the inner reflector, pry that off real carefully. I pried it off on the tip, and I broke a little section out about as big as that screwdriver tip. So make sure you get down behind that thing and try to push it off right. You got the adjuster over here on the corner that's locked in, then you got this piece here. So you got 3 pieces that locks in that inner reflector. Then it's hard to get this connector out. What you have to do is put a screwdriver behind there and twist some pressure on it, and then start releasing those tabs from the inside. Needle nose pliers would work best, or prying them one tab at a time with some other screwdriver. I'm using this here to get that to go toward the outside of the housing. Other than replacing the whole harness, you could do like someone did on this harness, and they just put another H11 end on it. So you could do either or. Now you see this harness is going bad as well, so I might just rewire this one before I put it in there, because it's losing its insulation and that could short out. But the biggest problem on it was the wires on the end where the connector is came apart. So go ahead and either replace this end or replace the whole wire harness and then put it back together. One of the improvements that Volvo did for the 70 series cars over the 850s was replace the wire harness connections for the headlights. Replace the headlight styles. Those things just rot away, and you may want to do this for preventive maintenance. Go and check the wire harness by taking the light backing off and see if the harness is in good shape or if it has cracking on the wiring like you see here. If you see cracking, you may want to get ahead of this before you start shortening out light bulbs and doing stuff like that. You may want to replace these wire harness and fix these wires in here. Going back in with these, it seems like Volvo had some kind of sealant on there. It was hard to break loose. You may want to put some silicone on there, but they lock in, and then you can have some sealant to keep it weather tight. This tab right here goes in this notch right here, so when you plug that back in, you want to plug it in like that, push it in until all 4 tabs lock in place like that. Now you want to run the high beam over to the high beam side, the low beam H11 over to the low beam side, and then lock your reflector back in place. You got a lock here, a lock here, and a lock here. Make sure they're all secure in place, or you're going to have problems with alignment of the light beam. I locked the top one in there, locked the corner one in over there. Then I go inside the high beam, make sure this adjuster is aligned right, and then push that in from the bottom and make sure it locks in down there. Make sure that's just locked in over there, and it is. So this is an adjuster, and then this is an adjuster. You normally have to do this adjuster, you rarely have to do this one up here. So we got that locked in. Now we can put the bulbs in, plug those in. Then we can put the outer ring on. It has a locking tab here, a locking tab here, and a locking tab up there. I'm not going to worry about that little chip that came out of it. It should not affect the lighting, but just be careful when you take these apart. You don't break it like I did. The high beam is a 9005 and the low beam is a H11. Try not to touch these bulbs. You don't want to get your finger grease on them and cause them to blow. With the outer trim locked in place, tab, 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 you can't even see that chip I knocked in it. So you should be good to go. But man, that adjuster seems out pretty far. Now you set the lens in place. If you have a windshield wiper, you want to make sure you put that on after you put the lens on. But make sure the gasket is still on it and put the lens in place. Try not to touch these reflector areas in here. That's what makes this stuff go dull. Make sure you get all 3 screws started before you snug them down. And snug them down. Don't torque them down. You can tear the cast nuts out of the housing. So just snug them down. Then plug the light harness in until the clip extends back out. Then make sure it's set right. Go inside and test it. When you put this light in, take your time, put it in nice and easy, press it in till it clips. Don't just bang it in with your hand, or you could break some clips and then you'll be messed up. So let's go ahead and test, see if this light bulb still works, and if it don't, replace the light bulb. The light bulb does not work. The bad harness damaged the light bulb, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace the light bulb. And if you have a headlight out, that's not the go-ahead to drive around with your brights on. One headlight is sufficient to give you 70-80% of the lighting you need. Don't drive around with your high beams on, blinding everybody in your path. Still have a headlight out, so let me check the fuse. Maybe the fuse is blown. The low beam is fuse 21, a 15 amp. So it's right there, the 4th position, and the fuse was blown. I got the light sitting out here, the old one that I thought might have been blown. So let's turn it on, see if that light works. Do, 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 do. And it works. We're good to go. Let me put this backing back on and put the corner light on. In case by some chance you don't know this little orange thing is a fuse puller. It normally sits right there in your fuse panel. You take this, you push it down over the fuse, you grip it on both sides, you pull the fuse out. Nice and easy. You can also use it to install a fuse, slide it to the side, and handy little tool that's normally in the fuse box. So we got that all back together. This light, you got a tab here, a tab here, a tab here, and the locking mechanism that slides in there. So you take this and you guide these things in place. This tab back here, and this hole, the front 2 tabs and the front 2 slots up there, and gently press that in place. and it locks in right there. Good to go. All 3 positions. Don't bang on it or it's going to be broken. We're good to go. Done. We'll check the light one last time and then put my tools and parts away and lock up the car. After taking the light assembly apart, you want to get the car on a level surface, point it at some wall, check the height of the lights to make sure you don't have to adjust them. If you do have to adjust them, it's normally this adjustment here. That could be done with a screwdriver or a big Allen. I also can adjust it on the back right there. That's a 10mm there. Mainly just an up and down adjustment. Rarely will it be right and left, which is done inside there. So, thanks for watching. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.